The Cathedral of Monreale. Exterior. History. The Norman dukes Roger and Robert de Hauteville, whose reign started in 1072 in Sicily, contributed to the synthesis of different cultures that coexisted on the island. The Cathedral of Monreale symbolizes this. It was founded by order of the Norman king William II the Good, was dedicated to the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, and was built during the pontificate of Lucius III in 1183. The legend says that in 1174 the king, who was hunting near Monte Caputo, saw a woman who showed him the place where his father's treasures had been hidden. After they were discovered, William decided to build a cathedral in honor of the Virgin, which, together with the archbishop's palace and the monastery, were constructed in less than 10 years by craftsmen from different countries under the guidance of the experienced architects and, probably, of Byzantine and Latin theologians. Stylistically, the cathedral, in many aspects, is similar to other examples of Norman church architecture in Sicily, and cathedrals in Palermo and Cefalù. Despite the Baroque extensions and damage caused by the fire of 1811 that severely damaged the interior decoration of the cathedral, it mostly still has the original characteristics of the 12th century. On the beautiful square dedicated to William II, we can admire the impressive building, the forms of which have not changed much over the centuries. The orientation of the altar to the east has a deep theological and existential meaning. The sun rises in the east, and according to Oriental canons, the entrance is located on the opposite side because it symbolizes darkness. Nowadays, unfortunately, visitors can only enter the cathedral from the side entrance, so the sense of the transition from one reality to another has been lost. In the exterior decoration, we can see the charming and unusual combination of Arabic, Byzantine, and Norman styles. In the past, the cathedral was surrounded by a portico called Paradise, which was necessary to provide shelter from the rain or from the excessive heat. There was also a garden and a well for pilgrims there. Facades. The main entrance, located between two corner towers, is on the west-facing facade. At a height, in the center, there is a large arched window with colored glass surrounded by interlacing arches and discs, while the triangular gable, typical for Norman architecture, crowns the nave. On the left, we can see the bell tower, which is lower. On the north side of the tower there is a clock, which was installed there 4 centuries ago with the words, "You never know when your time will come." On the right, we can see the tower as it was built by King William. We continue our tour along the exterior of the building, passing along the square. In 1547, when Alessandro Farnese was the archbishop, the north facade underwent significant changes. A magnificent portico with marble and granite arches was built by Giandome Enico and Fazio Gaggini that incorporated the portal design by the sculptor Barisano da Trani in 1186 and decorated with 28 scenes, mostly with images of saints. The Farnese family coat of arms was placed above the central arch. We continue our tour along the perimeter of the cathedral, and on the eastern side we find 3 apses, in accordance with the requirements of the Byzantine tradition. After the architectural rigor of the portico, we are surprised by the peculiar decorations made in accordance with the Moorish style, interlaced arches on half columns, rosettas and inlaid with geometric patterns of red volcanic stone and volcanic tuff. A cloister, or courtyard, of an ancient Benedictine monastery borders with the southern part. It was also built at the behest of William the Good. According to the plan, it is square, 47 by 47 meters, with 6-meter wide passageways. The cloister has a portico formed by 104 arches, which are supported by 208 smooth columns decorated with ornaments, Arabic carvings, and mosaics. The columns are organized into pairs and, in the corners of the cloister, into groups of 4. The capitals are carved with motifs related to religious iconography, biblical, metaphorical, and symbolic scenes, such as flora, fauna, and hunting. It is interesting to note that on the 18th column of the north side there is an inscription which contains the signature of one of the artists. Groups of 4 columns placed at each corner have bas-reliefs. In the southwest corner,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?